Hi everyone, welcome to Whole Artist Mastery. I'm Marianne Mitchell. Today is about painting. I've shared with you in various videos my thinking process, my philosophical thoughts, states of mind, technical approaches to painting, and so today I thought it would be fun for you to just watch me paint, and I will be walking you through what I'm thinking as I'm looking at the painting and what phases I'm in and how that relates to the decisions that I make. Always remember that for me, approaching a painting is about bringing the emotional feeling, the intellectual engagement through composition and structure, and the materiality of the paint, and how those three things come together so that there's a sense of wholeness, a sense of unity, and your experience of looking at the painting really goes beyond wondering how it was made, wondering what the composition is doing, or feeling like there's no feeling in the painting. So I'm going to be working on this painting here, and as I've been looking at it for a couple of days. It's at a point where it's really developed into a particular mood, voice, and color scheme and composition. And yet I feel that it's just short of really being finished. So in trying to figure out what has to happen to really bring it to that resolved place, I'm feeling like this more whitish part of this line needs to extend up into the peach without the peach disappearing. So I'm going to show you how I do that, and it will along the way be demonstrating how I create these sharp lines and diffuse them so it doesn't look like I've taken a tool and just made this line. And then we'll go from there. So I'm going to pull out my white. I am working in my tiny studio, very tiny studio. So it's really it really holds you psychically. It holds me psychically. There's such a wonderful, magical feeling in this space. However, having everything at my fingertips all at once is sometimes challenging because there's just much less space than what I'm used to. Okay. So I'm putting out titanium white, and I take just part of that, putting a scant amount of quinacridone red, and cadmium orange. And by the way, this is oil paint. These are Gamblin oil paints that I'm working with, which I think is a really great brand. Very reliable, beautiful colors. And the Gamblin Paint Company is a very responsive organization or company that, oh, it just got dark in it. It must be that my palette knife was not entirely clean. So when a color infects another color, you really have to make sure you get it out of there, unless you want that color, the dirtier color, to be part of your color here. So I think I need some yellow. I'm going to pull out some Hansa Yellow Light, which is a cooler color, cooler yellow, and take half of this away and add it, because if I added it to the whole thing, I might continue to make a color that really isn't what I want, and then I have a whole pile of a color that I don't want, and I feel like I have to use it because I would prefer to use it than waste the paint. So when you cut it in half like this, you're being more economical, and then ultimately you can bring what you put aside back into the mix. Okay, so I'm going to hold this up and see if this is the right color. Yeah. Maybe what I need to do, because I want to keep this more intense peachy salmon color here to play off of the reflected, more complex, dirty peachy salmon here. So I think what I'm going to do is bring this down this direction. So the way I'm going to do that is, and this is, I need a newer squeegee. I get these squeegee from the Cold Wax Academy, and they're fabulous tools. And I will put a link at the bottom of the video. Okay, so I have just a tiny amount of paint on the edge. And the way I'm pulling it up with the squeegee is just running the squeegee through the pile of paint like that at a upright angle, maybe just a little bit angled. And then I'm going to come in here and put it right at the edge. Press very lightly. And I think a little bit more. I'm going to keep going this direction here. Stand back. It's always important at this stage to stand back when you're working on these fine-tuned aspects of a painting, so that you can see it both up close and from far away. If you fall in love with something up close, it may not necessarily work from far away. So let's see. I'm going to pull this down just a little bit more, and then I'm going to push back up into it and rub the paint with the squeegee. This. Now I just broke my line here, so I'm going to come in this direction and push it back into the edge like that. Rub this out to keep the angle of this edge intact. Keep the integrity of the angle rather than breaking it. Sometimes I do want to break the angle and make it more irregular. But in this painting, I want it to be this really elegant curve that moves. So I think I'm going to make this just a little less bright here so that it's less bright over here, and then it starts to get bright or lighter as it goes up over the curve, the concave part of the curve. At the apex of the curve, it's lighter than it is on either side. And that brings really a sense of glow into this color. And I'm going to just make this, I might bring just a little bit more of this in. This is totally different than reckless abandon, where you are letting go. You're not trying to make anything look like something or refine it. And both are crucial aspects of making a painting whole. And that is the process of beginning without preconceived thought, and then towards the end being very deliberate about what you're doing to really make the painting sing. So interestingly, so now this peach is actually popping out more because I brought a little bit of lighter color to it. And I don't want this to be like I want this to gradually go up to that color there, like that. And so when I'm doing something like this, it's always important to, as I said, stand back, but then turn it upside down and see how it looks in the opposite direction. And that works too. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little snippet of painting process. And if you did, I'd so appreciate you liking the video and subscribing to the channel. People are really excited about what I'm offering, and that gets me very excited. It makes me know that I'm really connecting to people who are wanting to go to a deeper level and understand how this whole process works. So thanks again. I hope that you'll go check out my website, where through the month of December in 2022, from now until December 31st, 2022, I'm offering 25%, actually $25 off of each online class that I offer. And that includes practical color application for painters, and entering abstraction with oil pastels. And the last one is understanding your visual grammar, which is a really crucial amount of knowledge for how you construct your composition from your place of expression, from your own place of expression. So thanks very much. I'll see you next time.